Hello, this is Trisha from Trisha's Cards and Crafts, and oh, hang on a second, let me just put this light on. There we go, that's a bit better. These are the cards this is the card that we're going to make today, and this is the next in my series of Simple to Stepped Up on Sundays. And I've been doing a series of Halloween videos all week. I've got a couple more still to put on YouTube, but I thought I'd carry on with the Halloween theme for my cards for today. So I'll explain a bit more about this card in a little while, but this is the card that I'm going to show you how I made. I'm going to make it with you or for you now. Okay, so it's got some panels on the front and a nice inside, and I got also decorated the envelope on the flap. Okay, so this is what I'm going to show you how to make today. We're going to start off as usual with a note card and envelope, and I'm going to fold that in half because I don't want to have anything like this when I don't want it. I'm going to be colouring the front, so I don't really want anything to be showing on the back, and we'll do that one in a moment. The stamp set I'm using today is Ghoolish Goodies. It's got some nice different images on there and some nice Halloween sentiments on there as well. Okay, so let's get started. What I did to get this one done today, I started off by cutting out 2 squares of post-it notes. I can only find one. That's not clever. Hang on a second. Let me see if I can find the other one. Ah, here we go. And there's the other one. Let's just get these lined up properly. I don't think that's quite right. Do that one so it's straight. That's better. It doesn't matter about the corner, that'll be fine. Right, and I used some pumpkin pie, and I've used the sponge daubers, and I also used some real red to colour the background and to leave a tiled effect. A second, I've got ink on my fingers, which is not a good thing to start with. There we go. Right, so I'll start off with the pumpkin pie, and I'm just going to start colouring in the background. Right, I forgot I was going to put down a piece of, I've done it again, got ink all over my fingers again. Right, let's do this so that I don't get any more over my white piece of paper. There we go. And here we go. I did put a little bit of glycerine onto the sponge dauber before I started. It just helps to make the ink go on a little bit smoother, less smudges. There we go. And then I'm going to use a little bit of red. This is real red. just going to, just so that it sort of softens the orange a little bit more. A bit more colour, a bit more interest. There's more than one colour. There we go. Just, there we go. Last, just a little bit more of the orange just to make sure it's all smooth. The edges, there we go. So, there we have. So we've masked off 2 panels. And what I did on this one, when I took them off, I just used a black fine line, or the fine line on the black Stampin' Right marker, to just do it like a decal edge around the outside edge of the squares. So I'll just take these off now. Here we go. And we'll use the marker just to do a squiggly line around the outside of the shape. Then it doesn't matter whether it's a bit of a shaky line and it gives a bit more interest than just a straight line. So I think it looks makes it look a bit more interesting. So I've got the straight line there from the colour that I put on, or the masking, and then use that to finish that off. Right, so now we're going to stamp our images. Now I am going to put the post-it note back down just so that I don't get any, if I do miss the image a little bit, I don't actually get it over into the coloured portion of the. Just going to make sure I get this nice and inked up. I'm going to put this so that he's just about there. There we go. So we've got our cat at the bottom. Now it's a little bit, because I've got a post-it note there, just going to use my black marker just to make sure that, there we go, it comes right down to the bottom. And then I'm going to do the same on the side this time with post-it note, because I've got a branch that comes, and that's upside down, that's why it's not on the right side. Oops, that's alright. I want to make sure I got that nicely inked up. The first one I did was a little bit pale, so let's see if this is a little bit better. Put that down into there. Make sure the ink takes nicely. There we go. Yes, that's better. Right, so those are those. And then for the sentiment I've used "to a frightfully good friend." So I'm going to put this on next. Can make sure this is nicely inked up, but I don't want it on the edges of my stamp in case it comes off. Here we go, and we'll put that between the two. There we go, 1, 2, and there we go. Then that's the front of the card done. So, well, I will come back to that in a moment once the ink has dried a bit more. Then I'm going to put on the inside another stamp. There we go, the Witch with a Cauldron. There we go. Now that one's got a bit of ink on it as well. Need to get that ink off. I felt it go down when I was picking it up. There we go, that's better. I'm going to put one down here. And I'm going to put another image on the flap at the back of the card. Here. There we go. That's a nice image. And then for the inside as well, we're going to put this one. Have the most spooktacular time of the year. So make sure this one is also inked up. That's okay. And put that one in the middle. Make sure the ink has time to sink into the paper. There we go. So that's all my stamping done. So what I've done on the front, I just used some, this is a So Saffron marker, Stamp and Write marker, and I'm just going to colour the moon in. There we go. And the little disc on the cat's collar, collar, and then I'm using the Cranny Apple Green to do the cat's eyes and his collar, and I've got some Calypso Coral marker to do his little nose. There we go. So that was nice and easy. So we've got two cards. I obviously used a bit more of the real red on this card, but that's how simple it was to do my card and envelope, and the inside as well. So here's the other envelope to match that card. I'll just move this out of the way now. And then what I did to make the stepped up version, I cut a piece of Blackberry Bliss card. I then cut out 2 squares from in the card, and I then put the card through with my embossing folder, which is the Cobwebs 3D embossing folder, and then I used some Luster rub-ons which I got from Amazon, and I used the white colour. It's called White Sparkle. I don't know whether you can actually see it very well on the camera, but it does give a nice effect. It just sort of helps to make the spider's web stand out a bit more. I drew with a pencil line around the shapes of the squares onto the card underneath, and then I stamped inside those boxes with the same stamps that I've used on these cards, and then I just cut a panel of orange pumpkin pie cardstock and another piece of the Blackberry Bliss. I heat embossed with white heat embossing powder the sentiment, which I used on that one. Okay, and I just used a few, these are the in colour there we are, they're the in colour enamel dots, the 2020 to 2022. I used those there, but the others are some that I've had in my stash. They were from last year. They were the faceted dots, but they come in, and it doesn't say which colours. No, it doesn't say. But I've used a lot of these up, so I just thought they were the similar sort of colours that I wanted to use, so that's why I thought I might as well use some of those up from my stash. Okay, I did the same thing on the inside as I did on the smaller versions, and I've also on the simple stamped versions, and I also did the envelope, but instead of doing it on the flap, I did it on the front of the envelope. And those are the two cards. I hope you've enjoyed watching me make these, and hopefully you might have a go at making some yourself. I hope you have a lovely Halloween. Happy Halloween. If you did enjoy this video, please can you give it a thumbs up. If you've got any comments to make, please feel free to make them below, or you can email me at trishascardsandcrafts@yahoo.com. If you'd like any of the materials that I've used for today's cards, you can find them on my online shop, which is trishascardsandcraft.stampinup.net, and all the materials that I've used is in my online shop, and obviously there are a lot more as well. So if you would like to see more of the videos, if you click on the subscribe button below, you'll be notified, and if you click on the little bell icon, you'll be notified every time I post a new post. I hope you enjoyed watching this video today, and hopefully you'll come back and join me again soon. Okay, thank you very much for joining me today. Hopefully I'll see you again soon. Happy Halloween.